Jai Baba. Jai Baba to all Baba lovers all over the place. And we think of you so very often. We remember the times we spend with you when you come here. And I send my love and Jai Baba once again. Now what would you like me to say?
Just anything from your heart, Arnava?
Well, I can say one thing. That I'm really very, very fortunate to stay here in Meherabad ever since Baba took the body, because it was his wish. I never dreamt that I would ever stay permanently in the ashram. But somewhere in early 60s, Baba wrote us a letter that if we dropped the body, he would want me to come and stay in the ashram. And he wanted a reply from Nariman and me. Well, you can imagine it's so difficult. It was rather so difficult a situation, but we didn't think about it. Nariman and I were together, and Baba only told me to stay in the ashram. But as usual, whenever Baba would ask us to do a thing, we wouldn't even give a thought. And that's how we answered Nariman, that Baba, we do anything that you wish and we would be very happy. And I said I would be very happy to be in the ashram after you drop the body. So that's how I'm here. But it's amazing how Baba works. When he dropped the body, not only I stayed here in the ashram, but Nariman was needed more than me, because he was one of the trustees, and he was a very important trustee because he was the man of the world, and he knew the ways of the world, and naturally all the trustees who were here were practically staying in the ashram. So Nariman was a great help, and as Mani used to always tell Nariman, come on skipper, what do you have to say? Or what do we have to do? So she always used to call him the skipper. So see how Baba works? At that time, he didn't say, Nariman and you have to come in and stay in the ashram. But when the time came, we both stayed in the ashram, and he was needed so much. And there's much more. That when Nariman died, life would have been so dry and difficult in Bombay. But here it was so different. And Baba knew that. And that's why I realized why Baba said I should come and stay here in Meherabad or wherever.
How nice to meet you all through this medium. But meeting this reminds me of a couplet of Rumi, wherein he says, the wine of God's grace has no brim, but if it appears to have a brim, it is the fault of the cup. So, the beloved, the mighty beloved, our beloved Meher Baba is always with us. We have just to think of him, and the glass is right in your hand. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Babaji.
What thoughts, what words I would like to share. There's nothing special. And yet in my thought and my feelings there is something supreme. And that is the thought and feelings for the one who is held supreme in this creation, the Creator Himself. He was in our midst some years ago. He was with us, moving about, giving His message and His love in abundance. All that He wanted us to pay heed to, He has spoken out through His silence. And to add to it would be foolish. No, nobody can do that. He has said enough things for mankind. All that we can recollect is His message. And His message is the perennial message. Love God. There is no other thing besides it. Love is the supreme force that can move not only mountains, but move God too. It is because of our love for Him that He has been with us and has told us to hold on to Him. Hold on to His Dhamma till the very end. Do you know whom I mean by God?
MeherBaba?
Of course. We call Him MeherBaba, we call Him the God-man, we call Him the Ancient One, because we know of no other God except the God-man. God the Absolute is absolute, inconceivable, unapproachable, and we puny creatures have no access to that. So He makes Himself accessible by coming in our midst and opening the doors of His love for us all to share in abundance. And if one were to share His love with others, as He said, it's a treasure that you hold and will increase when you share. So now that you all are going, you both are going out?
Yes, both of us.
Go ahead, go and share the treasure of love in the midst of people. And let the hearts of people who hear of His love overflow with the love that He always is anxious to receive. And He wants us to know one thing, that if at all there is somebody to be loved, it is He who is to be loved. If at all there is somebody to be served, it is He who is to be served. So let us strive, we who call ourselves MeherBaba lovers, we should strive to love Him the most, serve Him the most. By loving Him and serving Him, we will be loving all and serving all. What more can I say? I know nothing. Words fail me. The trouble is how to love Him and how to serve Him. It's a perennial question which has been asked of the great ones, and they say the only way to love me and serve me is remember me the most. Begin with remembering me. So remember, my say to the Baba lover community, who are my brothers and sisters, I only say, I pray to them that let alone the love, which we won't be able to love the way He wants us to love, let us at least remain in the domain of remembering Him. That will instill in us, in our hearts, the love for Him. So at present, Our business is to remember him and leave the business of loving him into his own hands, because it is his gift that he'll give us to love him. So our present business is to remember him wholeheartedly, with all our soul, with all our mind. And try as far as possible to remember him as many times as possible in all our thoughts, words and deeds. Jai Baba. Avtar MeherBaba.
This is the usual stunt with Gary and Ralph every time they leave for the States. So, Jai Baba to you all, and I hope you're all happy in Baba's love, and we hope to see you all. The season is over now, and for 3 months, the summer months, everything is closed, and we'll be enjoying the nice summer heat here, roasting, and I hope you all have a very pleasant summer there, and we remember Baba, be happy in his love, and although you cannot, most of you cannot come here. Ralph and Gary, now going back to the States, they want you to say hello and Jai Baba to all the people there. Come on, now say a few words.
Loving greetings and Jai Baba from Gohar to all the Baba lovers all over the States, Europe, Australia, wherever. Now we have so many Baba lovers all over the world. I don't think any place in the world is left out where Baba's name is not heard or known. Stop it now.
Let's talk about that.
I know it's tough, huh?
Well, we are here near the duck pond. You must have all heard this Mani tell you the story of when I came to live permanently with Baba after becoming a medical doctor. Well, we'll have to take the picture of the duck pond.
This where I'm standing is the battery died just as you were about to tell the story of the duck pond. So could you tell us that story again, please?
Coincidentally, we are filming this video just at the duck pond, and this is exactly the duck pond where the ducks used to swim, and around it there was a big pen where chickens and ducks were combinedly. They had their little nests and homes, little sheds built. And when I came to stay permanently after becoming a medical doctor, when I came to live permanently with Baba, well, he didn't give me any medical work, but he assigned me this job of taking care of chickens and ducks. And I had never handled a chicken or a duck in my life, and I was first of all, so afraid of holding a chicken in my hands. And, well, I did it most willingly and wholeheartedly, trying to learn about making nest boxes for them. Early in the morning I would come and clean up their pens and try to give them, what do you call it, hash or mash, mesh or something like this. And Kitty would help me cut up in the kitchen all the leftover vegetables, and we give that to the chickens and ducks. And it went on for several months. I ordered, Mani is the right person to tell this story.
Mani, she's telling us about the ducks.
Mani is the right one. He can tell this story beautifully, like how Baba would train us. This was really Baba's training, whether I wanted to do anything else besides medicine, or to break down my ego that all right, I was a medical doctor, I was so superior, why should I be doing this kind of work? But then it was in my fortune not to think of all those things, just to obey Baba implicitly and do whatever jobs he assigned to me, do it wholeheartedly, and I did it. And well, that's the story of the duck pond. At that time, Katie, that was in 1947. At that time, Katie was living in Meherabad. And soon after, in 1949, the new life started. And I had just come to live with, and Baba said he would take 4 women with him into new life. And we would be going every day. Noreen and Elizabeth were here at that time, and we would go every day from here to Meherabad, and Baba would hold meetings with the men Mandli. Then he'd come up Meherabad Hill and hold meetings with the women Mandli. But as far as the women were concerned, Baba had to decide, Baba was going to decide as to which 4 women he was going to take with him on the new life. And for the men, he had them sign out, those who wanted to willingly come. But for the women, because Baba knew that all the women would want to go with him and he'd be burdened with them. Anyway, I'd known Baba since my childhood, but coming to live with him permanently, I felt I was still a newcomer. So, see, in my mind I used to feel very depressed, and I knew that Baba was not going to take me because I'm just a newcomer to the ashram. And I said, Mehra and Mani were a must. They will go. Baba will definitely take them. And Meru or Kaushid or Naja, who have lived with Baba since so long. And so we would come and go from Meherabad to Meherazad. And one day, after several days, Baba still hadn't announced which were the women he was going to take. And I was in this corner, just outside this door, and I was watering the flowers with my back turned to the main porch. So I was very distressed, and in my mind, I said, it doesn't matter if Baba won't, I know that Baba won't take me with him in the new life. So I said, it's alright, I'm not going back into the world, I'm not going to practice medicine. And I said, I'll end my life. I'm not going out into the world. I'll go nowhere. I'll just, finish up with my life. The moment I thought of that, I heard a clap. And I turned around and I see Baba standing on the porch with Mehra by his side. And Baba indicates to me to come over. So I went there and I was standing down. And Baba said, what were you thinking about? And I said, nothing, Baba. So, no, come on, tell me. Well, then I told Baba. So, Baba turned around to Mehra and said, tell her that she's mad. This sign is for mad, I've cracked here. And so he says, tell her, he's telling Mehra to tell her that she's one of the chosen ones to go with me in new life. And what can I say? I thought that was the happiest day of my life because it gave me new life again, really new life. Because I was so depressed and I really meant to end my life. So that's all now. Nothing else.
Thank you, Gohar.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba. To each and every one, we bow down to your love for beloved Baba.
Thank you.
So, finished.
Well, at the moment, somehow words don't come to me. But I guess if you put a few thoughts in my head, best thing is to say Jai Baba to all of you. I greet you with a very loving Jai Baba. And hope that all of you are holding on to Baba, no matter what you're going through, what is happening there. Because remember that Baba's right there with you, knowing what's happening. I mean, you might think it's easy for us being with Baba at the time to say that. But when you make that step first, Baba always does much more for you than you can do. But always you must make that effort of trying to be with Baba. By being with Baba means that thinking of him, remembering him, doing things that would please him, living the life the way you know he'd want you to lead it. Not just led by your emotions, what you want, what makes you happy, but what makes Baba happy, that's what matters. Because we've seen how much Baba has gone through all the years, he was such a cheerful, and yet we knew that the pressure on him was so much, so often. In fact, the last seclusion of his was a very difficult period. We felt that tension, and he hadn't been, his health also, we felt that it wasn't up to it. He was doing more than his physical body could take, we felt all the time. So, I mean, when you love Baba, when you say that you want to please him, by doing it, by trying to do it, will help you. With wanting to do it, Baba will also help you with trying to do it. But Baba often said that disobeying Baba, disobeying him was, when you knew what you wanted and yet you disobeyed him. You've seen how Baba's expression has changed. You felt that a dark cloud had just moved. You felt, you wanted to go through the ground that you were in that person's place with them. But at the same time, Baba always said that he forgave you. Forgiveness always came from the heart. Baba would say, I forgive you. But he would say, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Remember, don't do it again. Last so many days, you might say the last month, we felt that Baba was not here so much with us, In his presence, you felt that his own personality had become very light. He was not there. And he often said that how important this work was, that he was only being bound by a very fine thread. It should not snap till his work was done. And he had given so much in that time. You see him come from the seclusion of tired, drained of all energy. And often Mehera tells the story of Baba would say that he was so tired that he wanted to sleep for 700 years. And Mehera would take it literally, pretend to that, Baba, if you rest just now, and you wake up fresh again. And as if Baba to please her would say, yes, I think you're right. But then also Baba, through it all, was always, his nature was cheerful, and for a while he would want, he would see the humor in things. Even in the midst of everything, he would notice something that we wouldn't notice. And he would turn what everything was done to a different way, that would take a different form and amuse him in the sense that we remember how we got this dog, Ramu, and he came as such an emaciated puppy that he was so greedy. No matter how much you fed him, he was always wanting food. So, because of his greed, Mehera and I took it on ourselves to teach him some tricks. Because Mehera wanted it, I would be there to help her. But taught him how to walk on his hind legs, jump over a stick, come when he's cold, and he would do everything for just a tidbit of meat. And then one time she showed Baba how clever he was in doing all these things. So then, later on one time we were in the Mandali hall, and then Baba was sitting with his legs stretched out on the roof, and he would give, Ramu was called in, and he knew at once that Baba would give him a tidbit or something. So to encourage Baba to do it, he would jump over Baba's feet that were stretched out like that, legs like that. Sometimes he would do it more than once, so that Baba would hurry and give the tidbit. But Baba was quick, but in the eagerness, Ramu's eagerness to receive that tidbit, he jumped so many times. And just seeing his greed like that amused Baba. So you see, even in the midst of something serious like that, Baba's humor was showed through, and he would say that smiling like that after his work was lightening the burden. So then I think when we make Baba happy, try to do what pleases him, we are also in a way lightening that burden. By doing that, we are trying to lighten it. And if we think of that, when you remember that you're helping Baba by doing what pleases him, I think it will help you to be able to obey him, do the things that please him. It will help you to do them also. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
This is Baba's room, and Mehera is kindly explaining to Nancy and Cheryl how much she feels Baba's presence here and what it means to her to come here. Thinking all, living the memories, feeling Baba's presence here. Yeah.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Yes, this room Baba has used after the second accident. Daytime also Baba just here, but he used to be very tired, sitting up all the time. Sedentary life is very tiring. Hearing all the correspondence, flowers in the Mandali hall, then Baba when he came here, he was tired and it was cold and it was warm, etc. And he used to rest on his bed. And for more than 12 years, Baba has always used this room, and especially mostly after the second accident. Most of his life, Baba has lived in Merazak, and he called it his home. He said it was his home. He found it quiet, so that is why he named it Merazak. Now he has done much work here also. Many seclusions. Seclusion hills, then the bus seclusion, then the seclusion. And the last seclusion was very important. Baba said if it came off successfully, then the destiny of the world, it will help the destiny of the world. And so Baba did his seclusion in this room also. And we had to be all outside and not to make sight as well, that it should disturb us. The Mandali, one of two of them who were there, had to be seated outside on the steps to mind the door, nobody comes near. And anyway, we stopped the gardener, even had to walk in the garden, but no, it should be disturb Baba. And the dogs were tied far away, they should not bark. So we did our best to help Baba. And nothing should disturb his seclusion. Baba, in the daytime, that is, after resting here for an hour or so, one or two of us massaging his feet, then Baba used to come, that is 1 o'clock, for his lunch at the dining table. And Baba ate with us at the dining table. Breakfast Baba had alone because he was up. He was up, but he would be glad that we massage his feet and legs because sedentary life and now blood circulation helps his blood circulation and all that. So we were all the girls massaging. Baba, Mani knew how to massage Baba's back very well. She massaged Baba's back. And Kavir, the name of the next new doctor, to massage well. And of course then Kavir was not in the room, she used to be called out. I used to massage Baba. Then Shri and on the plate, rice for Baba to serve. I had to serve at the time, in the afternoon also, in the evening, serve Baba's plate, how much rice he wanted, and Baba put up his hand like this, that's enough. Then Baba said, the dal was plain dal, that means no spice in it, only fried garlic, that is good for one. Dal, it's nice to have garlic. So, every time when food came, Baba would wait for the chutney. We see Baba there making fresh, to come. One time Baba would take one mouthful, then the chutney would come. So Baba put up the chutney on his tongue, because Baba loved garlic and a bit hot, because this appetizer. And then dog must have something. Baba made it like very plain, so this chutney was nice too. Yeah. So, the chutney is Baba's tongue, Baba will say, very hot. And so we would be all startled. We didn't know what should we do about it. Then Baba tried to say, oh no, leave it, I like it. I like it. So that we feel okay, that the Baba likes it. And so Baba would have the hot chutney and plain dal, and so that was evening meal. And so that's how. Now then in the morning, now that Baba is not physically present, he is very much so we think of him very deep in this room. But his beautiful, loving presence is always with us. He has told me once that we will always be together, Baba said. And so we always now do Arti in the morning. Arti, that is Parvadigar prayer. And the other prayer, that is beloved God, help us to love you more and more. That is the prayer you say. And after that we all have darshan. And then go for breakfast. Then evening Arti. Yeah. And of course the Westerners all come and eat and darshan Baba's room and his bed, his photo, and they meditate on Baba as long as they like. And so Baba's room is full of love. All those who come, they come with love. It's so beautiful to think about it even. And that makes us happy. Very happy to see Baba lovers. We all come very beautifully, very hard. And so Baba says, at that time we left with Baba in the evening that day. So Baba told Baba to open the door, the curtain, and he called me to him and said, see through the door, this window should be shut off. This window is shut off. Baba said, look, is it raining well? See how it's raining. Beautiful is raining. Plenty. It's really plenty. Yeah. Then I came here and looked out of the door and saw it was raining really hard. So I said, yes, Baba is raining very beautifully. It's very, that it should rain. And let it rain much? Baba said, yes, it's going to rain much. And are you happy? I said, yes. I'm happy and everyone. We all are really happy. And so, but my brain started to work. Yeah, I shouldn't have said it, but I said, Baba, it's raining well now, but will it rain after 15 days? It is well in that, or bad. It does not rain again very quickly, and so the plants and the field, they suffer from want of water and all that. So Baba said, it's raining now, isn't it raining? Yes, Baba. So, think of the present that is raining. Why? Think of what's going to happen after 15 days. What will happen in 15 days? So, why think about that? Be happy that it's raining now. Just be happy it's raining now. I don't know. Baba said, what's going to happen after 15 days? That I don't know, Baba said. It's raining now? That you know and I know. So that way Baba would... Jai Baba, very dear Baba lovers, I am happy to say and know you dear ones love darling Baba, and I feel happy you all are real for me. May you always love Baba, beloved Baba, and make him happy with your love. Answers for him most specially, beloved loves to be obeyed. So try and live his word. Beloved Baba is very beautiful in every way. I love his eyes. His eyes are especially very beautiful eyes, expressive and lovely golden brown eyes. I call his eyes golden brown. And they caught the light from the window. And his lovely singing voice was beautiful. He used to sing very often every day and wanted us to know the meaning of the song. He explained the meaning of the song, which was very beautiful meaning. Jai Baba, to all Baba's dear Baba lovers, to the ones who have been here, very loving Jai Baba to them, and remember them. Of course, sometimes names we don't remember, but remember the ones who have come here. But also I send a very loving Jai Baba and loving Baba to all, and to the ones who have not been here. And one day maybe Baba wishes them to be here, they will be here. Anyway, Baba said that their love should be so that Baba is with them, even where they are, Baba is with them, because they are loving Baba and thinking of Baba, and they should repeat Baba's name before going to bed for 5 minutes, 3 minutes or more. Thank Baba, wish you happiness in Baba's love, and keep loving Baba and hold on to his dharma. That's most important. We are very fortunate to love Baba in this advent, and very important to love the God-man, because he will come after 700 years. So be prepared to love and serve him. Hey Baba, be happy in Baba's love.
That's right. Don't drop him, because he won't do anything. He doesn't. The fight is very mild. But he's got a mind of his own. Sometimes when he walks so fast, I ask him, where are you going? I'm sure he doesn't know. But you know, if you turn him round, and then he turns right round and goes exactly where he was going. Makes me think of Elizabeth had a little turtle named Jimmy, about this size. Oh, boy. Whew, it's hot. With the cameras and things. You got a message for them? Huh? You got a message for Baba lovers, and you got a message for all the beautiful turtles and tortoises in Myrtle Beach, outside the barn and outside the lagoon. You want to say hi to them? Say Jai Baba to you all. Will you come to India too? I think I'll come to India also. Oh, see, he's talking now. Ha ha ha. Okay. Now where is he off to? As I was saying, who can resist the kind of rap? He just says, all we want is a few seconds, say hi and hello to all our family there in the West, because he's going there along with Ralph Brown. And today is the last day of the season at Meherzad, and Baba's made it a Dooni day, so they'll all be leaving at 4 o'clock. And I said, hooray, holiday now, and then they come along. But actually, it's not difficult to say hello to you all. We love you all very much. We have said it 1,000 times in our hearts. Each time we see the others, you all are here. And by Baba's grace, we'll meet in person also. So here it goes. Hello, and Jai Baba.
Thank you, Mani.
Yes.
Very simple,
Well, it's not
really.
so simple. I know better. I have to fold those.
No.
What are these? These are airplanes.
These somebody else did it for me.
Oh, yeah?
You see, the crane. Now, there's another kind which I gave away, which you pull the tail, and the wings go like that. But I haven't any in spare now. I made these little baskets for Mera to keep things. When we were in Panchgani, I made these nuns last time and put it on the table by Baba's picture on Mera's table, where we do arti in the morning in Mount View. And I had to practice. I made so many, I got carried away. And every now and then, Mommy, nun is under the bed. Mommy, the nun has flown over the table. Flying nuns, you heard This is the little baskets.
Stars,
nice, that would be for putting candy and things on children's party days. But wait a minute, look at the
Oh, that's a great one.
See, that Rick Berman taught me that.
Really?
I taught him some things, and this is David. This is a frog. When you do this, it jumps. There's another kind. And this is pretty good, you know. It's very simple. Golden swan. This is going to be a peacock, but I'm not yet ready for it.
More lobsters, huh?
More lobsters.
Money, do you invent patterns, or?
Well, the nun I did.
The nun
I
you
love
invented?
nuns.
Yes.
And there was a similar something like that, and I just made a little different. There's another tray. Oh, I must show you this. It's not very good. Look, you see, this is sort of squashed. It's the simplest. It's a lady. And then this also next to Baba's picture in front. This stands by itself. It's a bit squashed and crushed. But it's so pretty. There's one side there, and one side is the nun, in front is the crow, then there's the basket, and the lobster is new. This is a frog.
This is a frog.
Yeah.
It looks like it would fly.
No, it jumps.
It jumps.
Yeah. See? Wait a minute. But you see, this is not smooth surface. Otherwise, it goes forward like that. See?
Oh, great.
Sorry. No, he does well, really, if it's on a smooth tabletop. You know? This is an abalone shell sent by Leslie Tejada. So I put my nun in there by Baba's picture. Good morning, sister. Good morning, mother. You know, we would say it and I always took any opportunity to get close to them. I'd say, I'd pass by, and there would be a nun with a sheaf of lilies freshly grown by them, taking them to the church and say, "Good morning, mother." And they would smile sweet and say, "Good morning, child." That's how the dance talks. I mean, to them anyway.
Why do you like nuns so much?
I don't know, I've always liked them. You see, I went to the convent school, Convent of Jesus and Mary. I was educated there. And I was so drawn. They're lovely people. And to the church too, actually. I'd go into the church along with Mary. So much atmosphere, so much Baba. And of course, for me, it was all the more so because Jesus is here again, right here. For me, it was so real. And then as we'd walk down the aisle, as she would go to the altar, the beautiful altar cloth, tall white candles, and then the statues of the saints along the wall. So as I'd walk behind Mary, I'd look up at the statues, I'd smile at St. Francis, I'd caress the skirt of St. Anne, I'd greet St. Teresa. And as a child, I really had no doubt that they smiled back at me. They nodded. They were real. Lovers of God. Now as I know.
Didn't you tell a story that you always had a feeling that you wanted to be Baba's nun?
Oh yes, not only feeling, that's what I kept saying. When I was asked what happened to me when I'd grow up.
Mary said, I'm going to be a teacher. Jane said, oh, I'm going to be a nurse. Another said, I'm going to be a house. And what are you going to be, Manny? I'm going to be married. And I didn't know they didn't understand, because one day a Catholic friend of mine said, Mani Irani, do you know why the nuns are so good to you? I said, no. Why? Because you're going to be a Catholic nun. I said, oh, yeah. But you said, what kind of a nun are you going to become then? And somehow as a child I said, I'm going to become a real nun. And I realized when I was with Baba, when my ambition was fulfilled, it must have been an ambition of lives to be with Baba, to be his nun. And then I realized it really meant a nun in the truest and deepest and purest sense. So I got Jesus Christ as Meher Baba, and I got to be his nun.
And listen, this is a much more becoming outfit for nuns.
No, it's not. That's what is real. Not playing a part. Not anything that is outward. Not anything you can show or boast about, or can tell yourself you have achieved. No, with Baba it is not that. It is deep, internal, where it's only between you and him. It doesn't show for the others.
Baba, that he is avatar of the age, God in human form, and all what he has said, it will come to pass without fail. The time is coming, approaching fast, but this delay, this does not mean that Meher Baba will not break his silence and will not manifest himself to the world. He will do all of these things in his right time. And the time is coming, and it will be just soon after the wrecking of the World War, soon after, before it, or soon after that, or in the middle it. It is closely connected with that, because only in that point, at that time, mankind turned their faces to God for help. And this is the time that God will give the word to the world. Jai Baba, Utar Meher Baba ki Jai. I think that is enough, everything is inclusive, like that. We should not go after quantity, but should go after quality. Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Endo, and she's turning the tape off. Can you just say hi to some Baba lovers? We're going to America now. Everybody's there. In general.
You go into all the cities.
Anybody got my girl, Baba lovers, I hope you are well. And I don't know where you are, wherever you are, God will bless you. Keep happy in Baba's love. Do all Baba's work. They will help you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Alright, somebody digs a pit, somebody goes to fetch wood, matches and everything, the dhuni is lighted. Baba says then, alright, sing Upasni Maharaj's Aarti. We used to sing Upasni Maharaj's Aarti then. So we all sing, we all start singing. And while singing, it starts drizzling. We got wet, including Baba. That's why in the song of Dhuni, Baba himself has said, in the song of Dhuni, that you wetted my coat and shirt. And be obedient to the master. The master tells the Dhuni that be obedient to the master. The Dhuni was obedient to the master. Its heat melted the skies and brought down rain. The master ordained, you listen to me. Dhuni obeyed. And in the process, everybody got wet, including the master. The master didn't try to hide away from that. Avoid it. That's his. Duni is his, rain is his, we are his. Why should he avoid it? Oh no. A perfect master doesn't do that. A perfect master, who is a perfect master? A perfect master is, Vivekananda said, a perfect master is he who comes down to the level of the student and teaches. This master of ours was on a high pedestal. Yes, he was the king, but he came down to the level of the students and taught. He mixed with his slaves. He sat down with his slaves. He ate with his slaves. And yet he was the king. That's the perfect master. Not a big boss-like thing, strutting along in that ego. He had the ego, but divine ego, I'm God. That's the only ego a perfect master has got. Otherwise he has none. He has come to eliminate our egos. And could he possess ego? Could you have an ego yourself and eliminate somebody else's? That's hypocrisy.
Only if it's divine.
Only a perfect master could do that, mister. And it's very difficult to understand. You ask me. Now how will you understand it? Mansoor said, Anal Haq. I am God. Yes, that was his ego. What else can he say? Can you tell me? When the drop has gone into the ocean, it does not remain drop. It is the ocean. So what should the ocean say? I am that.
Yes.
Can he say anything else? As like you, if I ask you who are you, you can say I am a woman. I'll say I am a man. What else can you say? So in the right manner. The ocean says I am that. I am unlimited.
Yes.
So the master has got the divine ego. God has got divine ego. I am God. What else will he say? Right? So in like manner, the master, although he has the divine ego, he is on the highest pedestal. He came down to the level of the students and taught. That's a real master, and we experienced it. But we, the slaves, always remain within our bounds. We couldn't over jump our boundary. Slave was a slave, the king a king. Although he sat, he commanded respect. Not that he demanded respect, mind you. He never demanded, he commanded. And we had to give that. And that's how you behave. You asked me the question. Yes. You give all due respect to the master, the highest of the high. How will you give it? Not by stretching your legs towards him, or not by trying to pat him on the face or on his cheek or pulling his cheeks, Oh no. How would you behave before a king today? How would you behave before your president? With due respect, won't you?
Yes.
And does the perfect master not deserve respect? So why do you ask?
But doesn't he?
Can't you understand that much?
But doesn't he allow a little bit more familiarity in the sense that a king, his ego is attached like, hey, you're my subject, you're way below me. But doesn't God, although there is a gap in the station between us, but he allows that familiarity with him of letting us at least feel that oneness with him, camaraderie.
The feeling of what?
That he is just one of us, a companion. As he
Didn't I say that he steps down from the highest pedestal and sits with you and eats, washes your clothes, attends to you when sick? What more do you want? He is worrying constantly about you, about your welfare, material as well as spiritual. Since he looks to the spiritual, we wouldn't forsake the material benefit. If you are sick, he will see that you get the medicine, you get the diet, you are nursed all right, you sleep well, there is no noise, or if you are too restless, then he will attend to it, he will call the doctor. That's how the master is. Well, what should I say, it's to be experienced, as I said, But God as man acted perfectly, just perfectly like a man. Francis has said in his song, who wears a coat when it is cold and pulls it out when it is hot. Just like a normal human being. Yet he sleeps and he doesn't sleep. The sleep of unconsciousness. Just that song, is so beautifully written. Just imbibe it. Keep on reading it. Keep on reading it over and over again. Just don't sing it. Try to get the meaning of it. Francis has mentioned correctly. Yes. He is with us and above us.
But Kaka, you stress obedience very heavily.
Yes.
But in our...
Not I. The master says that.
But in our obedience to him,
yes,
how much scope or room is given to our expression of individuality?
None. As far as Baba's work is and Baba's orders are concerned, there is no liberty for you. There is a line drawn and you walk on that. You won't deviate from the rut. Mind you, I am saying it now, we did make mistakes, but we were hauled up. Not that we became saints, You understand? We are ordinary human beings, liable to commit mistakes. We did. We are forgiven, but a due warning. Don't do that again. We dare not do it. Dare not do it. It became so ingrained in us that we dare not do it. Say, Baba says, go up the hill. And give a message or see what that man is doing. All right, double, go up, see that man and come back. That's that. We cannot ask the master, it's illegal. Strict. Really, you never question the master. He tells you to fast and he tells me to eat 7 times a day. I can't ask him, why? Why do you tell me to eat 7 times a day and why do you ask him to fast? Oh no. My job is to obey him, that's all. It is between you and the master, me and the master. I have got nothing to do with you. I am not your guide. I am being guided, you are being guided, and the guide is one. So, one medicine is for you and one medicine is for me. The same medicine doesn't go for everybody. You see?
Yeah. But you came...
It's not like driving a cattle with the same stick, That's how we put it in our own language. A cowherd or a shepherd has got one stick and drives all the cattle, with one stick. No, sir.
But this is such a mature attitude. You came to him when you were only 18 years old. How were you ready to dedicate your life like this?
He made me ready. Not I. With his help, I was ready. How does a child learn to walk? Not until the parent gives the hand. Falls, trips, up again. All right, come on. It is he who helped us. Had he not wanted us, out. And we saw plenty of them go out. No difference. All right. One day he comes up on the hill. And he said, Padre, I want a room here. Yes, Baba. How big? I said, Baba, this is no measurement. You tell me, 15 feet, 20 feet, made of tin, made of rattan or what? What do you think? What do I think? He asked me the question. I said, whatever you wish, I'll build it for you. Will stone or brick or anything would do? I said, anything would do, even rattle would do. But Baba, please, won't you let me build one good building? Oh, you are talking now. Yes, you are talking. Go on, build it. Go ahead, full steam.